is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have some fun. Now, guess what? It's 2023. What does that mean? You get out your biggest tablet and your pen. You write down every goal you want, and you go get it. You see it, you believe it, go get it. No excuses. So many people are just lazy. Not you, of course. But we have the ability to get anything we want. God gave us the tools and the rules. This is live, and you get stuck with me up to 6 days a week. You get to have fun. Now understand, no tablet, no pen. How are you going to write it down? Because you can't take a picture. You can't take a picture of my cute face or record. Put it here. The goal. Credit hour. Wow. I like goodies. I like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, yachts, and helicopters. It's kind of fun. It's just a couple things I obtained too. So the bottom line is the Ray Reynolds University and the Ray Reynolds Financial Services. I want to repackage you. I want to repackage everything you do. I'm sorry. Don't ever take it personally. I think you do a lot of things that are wrong. 2023, this is the year to run and go get everything you want. But again, you got to look behind the curtain how to play. Ultimate goal. Now, if you want a $100 million building, a $1 million Lamborghini, $5 million mansion, and race boats and goodies, you got to have a 750 score. That's how I obtained it and more. I maintain an 841. Kind of fun. But again, I'm going to repackage you. Now, the bottom line is I have to get you that first 100,000. Then I can build up, and away. Until I get you repackaged, I got to kind of structure that correctly. Because I'm sorry, you probably jacked this up and got stuck, couldn't get any more, and you probably brought the pain home. Ultimate goal, let me add you to my credit system. You see, in my credit system, it's very simple. I'm the guy that trained Ken Yarborough years ago. I got to train him what needed to be done. Now, Ken Yarborough, security chief of Tier W in Asperium. Tier W stood for The Reports Wrong, Thomas Roman Woolridge. He was CID, bodyguard for President Nixon and all that good stuff. But the reality is I didn't think he was too bright. That's just my personal opinion. But I did train him to put it in my system today. If you let me play, I'll rebuild you so you can get your $5 million mansion too. Now here's what we got to do, tell you the truth. If you want the American dream, I've got to analyze your personal credit. Experian, Tranjo, and Equifax. Now I got a schedule 6 days a week. You got no excuses because I've been online or in person for 6 days a week for 45 years. Ultimate goes up to you. 1,000 steps to the millionaire. You have to be a certified CFO, know the rules and tools behind the title. Simple. My legacy, the Ray Reynolds University. Ultimate goal. Now, my programs, what I try to do is give you back 100% to times 10 of personal business credit. All right, for whatever you invest in. That way you gain by knowing me. Since no one does that on the planet besides me, that way you never forget who helped you get to there where you're going to be. Simple. Draw the diagram in front of you. Can you imagine? A corporation doing business, gets sued, it sues you. That's called silly and dumb. But if we do it correctly as a corporation, as a management company, managing banks, grocery stores, and cities, they use subsidiaries. They bankrupt locations, get a tax credit. You go home and go, boo-hoo-hoo. That's got to stop today. Bottom line is you also watch basically Sam's Club, Geico, cities. You have to learn to play the game. I wrote Winning the Game of Business 44 years ago. Kind of fun. Number 1, stop bringing the pain home. Number 2, become a certified CFO. Number 3, reprogram your brain to millionaire status. That's what you got to do. It's the Ray Reynolds blueprint. See it, believe it, go get it. Now here's a problem. Your problem is you. Sorry. Don't take it personally. I now have 26.5 million clients. All right, 26 million plus. I have 27 billionaire clients. And they started from nothing. If you can follow through, you can understand the 14th Amendment of the Constitution 153.5 years ago became a corporation's a legal person. The goal. So as we do this today, it's very simple. My thought of the week is this year, you should reach all your goals. Every goal should be reached, 5 million plus. Since the IRS says 5 million below a small company, why don't we set that as a goal? To me, it makes a lot of sense. We all have goals we want to achieve this year. Have divisions now, when will they start? I have divisions now, when will they start? Well, the reality is your divisions are going to be daisy chaining of credit. Get your level 1, 2, and 3, and we'll show you exactly what needs to be done. This is the free overview. There's the difference. So divisions, you want to use the divisions to clone and daisy chain credit in multiple functions. I'll go over a little bit of today too. It's kind of like my 2 goals this year. All right, for instance, I got 2 big goals. Number 1 is Faizuli's Colombian Coffee. Each location's a division. You see, I have a problem. Every division's not going to make it. I get the equipment from a division. I get this piece from a division. I get this. But you know, every time I sign a lease, it's a division and a division of me. Because if I signed it from the corporation, they sue the corp, they'd sue me. I'd bring the pain home like you did before. I don't want to do that. I think that's called silly and dumb. And you got to learn how to play. Kind of like my homeless parks. See, I've been working on the homeless projects for basically years. I cleaned it up in Santa Ana. Had my truck. One truck had basically shower on one side, washer and dryer, and food trucks. As long as they bring me cans and bottles, I'd give them food. No cans and bottles? Go get me some cans and bottles, then you get some food. You're not getting something for free. You're going to earn it just like I did. So this year is my year and your year. But you have to play. The goals should be reached as you do this. For instance, here's a corporation. Okay, my goal is to make sure Faizuli's Colombian Coffee becomes Starbucks competition in the next 3 years. That's the goal. So let's understand. If I sign the lease on the corporation, I'm an idiot. When they sue the corp, they'd sue me. That's called stupidity. Okay, and you're not stupid, so you got to quit doing stupid things. So what happens is like your grocery stores, your banks, your cities, your states, and your rich and famous people, they have a parent company. So the goal is simple. All right, you'll never see a division under the parent company. It's a management company. Every division's a location. The lease is signed, separating, and I guarantee there's a division of me, because I have over 500 divisions that I have already set up and do all kinds of stuff too. So that's called the line of defense. Now, my homeless project's fun. I'm taking every 6 miles of dead zone of freeway and turning it to a homeless park. Because homeless want to go camping, we're going to let them go camping. We're going to give them humanity. My first one is 25 acres in Riverside, California. It's a prototype. And I already have 50 famous people ready to endorse it too. The ultimate goal. Nobody wants to see them laying around on the street. Humanity. Trucks. Store. All the goodies. So the bottom line for you, your biggest problem reaching your goal is you. You're afraid to try. But if you try as you, that's silly because you bring the pain home. You try as a corporation, that's you again. That's kind of silly and dumb again. So how am I supposed to roll the dice and not bring the pain home? I designed it in 85 and 86 for it called divisions. You can't hold yourself back. The goal is simple. You've got to realize you can do this. This is $1 million card. Okay? Now, that's fine. You would probably screw it up. I'm sorry. It's got paid over time and up to $1 million. But the difference is I'm going to leverage money. The next thing is I got 9 sisters. I got $10 million in my hand. I have $53 million of credit histories in credit to play with. Because I won't bring the damn pain home. I got a backup for a backup. I didn't like eating in a trash can. I didn't like being used and abused as a kid. It kind of pissed me off to study better than anybody. Luckily, God gave me a brain with an IQ of 203 at 14. Total recall, and I write with both hands and talk at the same time, too. And I'll take on anybody on this planet who thinks they know what I know. We're going to have some fun. Now understand something. Today, your corporation, if it does business, they sue it, they sue you. That's called silly and dumb. What do we want you to do? Corporation's a management company. If you do the divisions of the line of defense, they're the ducks. That'll stop bringing the pain home and put all your ducks in a row. What a concept. That's the ultimate goal. See, I'm sorry, but half of you have a corporation before you met me. Okay, you followed like sheep. And you did what they told you to do. Kind of silly. And what you did is you paid thousands of dollars for a corporation when they're all free. Alright, free. You probably had a friend and family member rip you off too. So why don't you think about today learning for yourself what you can do for yourself starting today. So understand, I'm the incorporator for rich and famous people, even ex-presidents, even Free Ray, Ricky Ross. Come on down, and homeless people too. There's so many people on this planet that are full of blah, blah, blah. I'm just going to tell you the truth. It'll hopefully set you free. Every time you have that kitchen table meeting about starting a business, you go around the table, everybody's excited, yeah! And then it comes to, who's going to come up with the money, honey? Hey, let's do this. Let's jack up their personal credit cards. Let's screw it up. Let's bring the pain home and hawk the house and be a bunch of dummies and bring the pain home. Oh, I'm sorry, that's 9 out of 10 people. I don't understand stupidity. I never have. Why would anybody jack up their personal credit in the first place when they never had to? Corporate credit's a write-off, interest rate and credit card. It's about time this year you kick some ass at and have no excuses. The only excuse is you'd be lazy. All right? And you're not lazy. You need to be a little crazy and have some fun. So write down today's date. Let's see if I can push you for 90 days to get it in your brain. In the brain! In the brain! Ew! That's the biggest problem you got. You're so smart, you don't know how to get there. How about $1 million yacht? $100 million building? $1 million Lamborghini? How about a $5 million mansion? Hell, if I can do it, you can do it too. But I follow through. I don't have excuses. What excuse you have last year? You should have ended your year with $50 million. Simple. You got the Millionaire's Founders Kit. He's got 12 books and CDs, a full blueprint how to get to $1 million. I sold it at the Bonaventure for 32 years, every Wednesday night for $5,000 a set. How about real estate? How to get millions and millions of dollars real estate? How about financial series? Become the bank. I wrote that when before the coma in 2009, largest registered agent in the world. I sold 10 times more than about, of course, anybody on the planet to this day. So if you want the 18 books and CDs, it's $1,000. If you invest $1,000, I give them to you for free. Simple. Now, if you're going to do a business, you're going to man up, woman up. You're going to fall off the cliff. They're going to catch you, or they're going to push you down. Hey, running a business is a pain in the ass, but it's worth it. But it's up to you. You got the guts. You see, my journey wasn't so easy. I got born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. She didn't want me. She threw me away in a trash can. Oh, well. I got to be with the Hope family. Rich and famous Hope family. She used and abused me too. Damn, what can I do? See, your journey can begin today. But it's up to you. Every day I'm up at 2:25. Ever since I was 2.5 years old. I get on my knees and I thank Jesus for another day. Then I go look in the mirror. What time do you get your butt out of bed today? Come on. What are you doing, sitting there with your slippers, drinking your coffee? You got to get up and work. You got to work. You got to run. Well, that's up to you. I mean, I put myself in check every day. Have I done everything I need to? Is there more to be done? Your biggest problem is you let people cloud your direction. And you listen to them. When they haven't brought in millions and billions like me, you might want to listen to me today. Maybe I can help you just a little bit. July 4, 2009, a wife wants to take out one of the 3 yachts in my backyard with a group of people to watch the fireworks. Okay, let's go. What happens the next day? I'm in a damn coma. Are you kidding me? I get to hear my tax attorney trick my wife to sign a POA. The nurse asked my wife if I was a donor. They're going to rip up my heart and take it away. But I got a choice that day to stay in peace or go back. Your biggest problem is you. You have to listen, follow through, and do what I say. When you second guess yourself, you screw up every time. You see, there's no excuse. It's in the brain. See it, believe it, go get it. It's a mindset. I've been shot by 2 guns in my life. I've been knifed 6 times. I moved 24 times when I'm 11.5 years old. I went to school in Watts, Hawthorne, Torrance, Carson. You got to learn to kick it or run, and hell, I'd rather die than run. That's just me, and I survived. I got no excuses. Neither do you, because today you met me. Let's see what I can get you to do. It's simple. My book coming out this year is called Jesus is Not a Drive-Thru. So many phony Christians in this world acting like idiots and then driving to church. Praise Jesus! And then get back in the car being stupid. Being a Christian is a way of life, not a moment in time. It's every minute of the day. Hardest thing you ever be. But that's up to you. Getting past go? Simple. I'll just show you some goodies that I obtained. I like Lamborghinis, Duffys, and mansions. Alright, I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet. I wanted to prove that white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. I hear stupid people every day, white men can't jump. Dumb idiots. I hold the record to this day. How about race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Docks, yachts, and Ferraris? I got all the goodies. I got everything I ever want, don't you? But you got to learn Ray's rules. You got to do the blueprint. You got to follow through. It's called see it, believe it, go get it. See it, believe it, go get it. You got no excuses this year. You stay with me the whole year, you should be at $5 million at the end of the year. If you're not, let me tell you, hell, I'll do it for you because you didn't pay attention. Now write down section 611. You got to rebuild your credit. Go for it. All right, you got to have a 750 and above. Credit repairs are fraud. I didn't say it. Federal Trade Commission says it every day. Fraud, fraud, fraud. But then you got to look at the Better Business Bureau. Well, I sued them in '79. I proved they were fraud. Greg Sullivan and me, we kicked their ass. But again, what happened? Walt Disney, KBC, they won't pay the $625. Do you realize the Better Business Bureau is a Ponzi? The largest Ponzi ripoff organization on the planet today. They've been indicted in 2013, proven as a fraud. They were kicked out of cities. But they do show that 2020 and CNN will tell you the truth. It'll set you free. They show election to on creditrepair.com. 755 complaints are not allowed to collect money from, but they do. And they got 4 government agencies chasing them. All I can say is be careful. That's all I can tell you to do. LifeLock, oh, we hear that all the time. It's amazing. They were indicted 6 times, $100 million the last time. And I can say be careful of that too. See, you got to understand today. Federal Trade Commission in your face says credit repair can't charge money up front. And they're a fraud. What are they going to do? Write a stupid letter? I mean, come on, let's be honest. What are they going to do? You pay $100+ a month so they can write silly letters. You can write the same silly letters too. And all it usually does is make the creditor be more aggressive. And then your score drops instead of going up and away. I thought your goal was a 750. Oh, I'm sorry. The people that pay credit repair thinks they're going to wipe out their debt and they have a magic wand. How stupid could people be? You owe a debt, man up, woman up. Okay? Credit repair doesn't need to get rid of your debt. It makes it worse. And 3 years from now, you still got shitty credit. If you truly want to get to the 750, just pay attention. Since I'm the one who set up and trained Yarborough years ago, we got 3 things. That's all you got to do. If you got an open collection account, negotiate. Get the 29% rule I designed years ago too. Do a rapid rescore. And that'll get you the 750 score. It's easy. It's called the KISS method. Have you ever heard of KISS? I used to teach it at IBM. Isn't that fun? KISS method is simple. It's called Keep It Simple. Stupid! We're not stupid. We just do stupid things. You got choices today. Credit rebuilding works only for one reason. You have to be part of the program. You have to do what I ask you to do and understand how to do it right. Okay, there's no scamming and no crap. I like goodies. I don't use clip art. Why don't you have a Ferrari, Lamborghini, and a helicopter? And a yacht? Why not? Why don't you have one? Tell me. What have you done wrong? What have you done right? Why don't you basically go to annualcreditreport.com, raisecredit.com. Get your reports for free. There's step 1. I like to tear them apart for you. Is that okay? See, if you allow me to personally analyze you, I will personally analyze your Experian, your Transit, and Equifax. I will tell you exactly on my Saturday 1 o'clock class, Education Analyzation, exactly what you need to do, personally live. How to get to a 750 score in 90 working days. I got no excuses, neither do you. Now pull out your Social Security card now. Ladies, it's in your purse. Gentlemen, it's in your back pocket. Pull it out now. This is the application you never tore apart. Application for Social Security card. Mommy did it at the hospital. If you did it after Nixon took the gold standard out, or you did it and didn't pay attention, when you did it, here's my card. Your biggest problem, all of you, you have paid other people to do things. You didn't understand how it worked. You just followed like sheep, and then they disappointed you. Line 1, look at it in your face. Line 1, name to be shown on card. Full name at birth other than above. Other names used. When I came out of that coma, I had filed bankruptcy in basically 2010. It never showed up on my credit report because I know how to file it. What did you do? You see, you got an SSN for one reason, for a tax return called a 1040. Look at the card in front of you I told you to get out of your personal wallet. It'll say do not laminate, don't use for ID purposes. And it'll say property of. And don't carry with you. Government agency. Social Security Administration. Do you know that's IRS? Do you understand you broke the law? They said don't use for ID purposes. Every time you write an application, you broke it. Isn't that nice? But the whole world goes, I'm a sheep. You see, when you look at that card, realize one thing. It was for one purpose, to track your income and tax you. Alright, so you don't become a 1%er. Your goal is simple. When you got a paycheck years ago, what did you say? Have my checks missing, where'd it go? The IRS gets their cut before you get the leftover. That's why it makes us a bunch of ducks and sheep. You got to learn to play if you want to. I've been doing teaching and preaching for 45 years. Where you been? You should have looked at the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. This is where it says a corporation's a legal person and an SS4. See, you got to learn to play. Your biggest problem, you think you know it all. Are you driving a $4 million car like me? No? Why not? I drive a company car. But again, it's up to you. How about SSN, SS4? Let's do this. Why don't we go irs.gov and look up the 1244. You can file a tax return with SSN, SS4 and almost pay no tax ever. Ever! Your problem is you don't know how to play. You got one SSN. That made you a sheep and a duck. I'm a duck and a sheep too, but I didn't stay down. I'll be damned if I bring the pain home. I thought that was bad enough to get a mommy and a daddy eating out of a damn trash can. It pissed me off. Because I'd study like anybody else. I'd basically wake up and stay up for 5-6 days in a week till I figured it out. Your choice is to quit being a duck. You get a corporation, oh goody for you. Wow, they sue it, they sue you. SS4 equals 1120. They sue the corp, they sue you. Where's your line of defense like the banks and grocery stores do? They use subsidiaries. I design divisions. Why? California, we have a franchise tax fee per corporation. So under the corporate umbrella, divisions don't pay that fee. That's why I wrote the rules and tools in 85 and 86. Why don't you learn your line of defense today and give yourself a second chance? When you jacked up your personal credit and got stuck, dropped the score, couldn't write out diddly squat, you gave yourself no second chance. That's your own damn fault. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. You could have got corporate credit. You could have wrote off the interest rate in the credit card. You could have got rid of a division like the bank and grocery store does. Why, as a man and a woman, would you ever bring the pain home? Oh, I know, the only excuse I hear all the time. Ray, nobody tell me. Nobody told me. I had to figure it out for myself. I drew the blueprint when I'm 9.5 years old. You got choices today. SSN makes you a sheep. SS4 lets you fly like an eagle. You want to win, you want to lose. Come on, look at your age today. Look at your past. That's a roller coaster of faith and persistence. You don't have everything you want, and you're disappointed. Well, the only thing you can do is understand, take responsibility as today. I got to rebuild your SSN because you screwed it up, most of you, or had history, so I can make you a CFO for the corp and the divisions. And then I'd like to do an SS4, a division of you. That way we can basically have another CFO. Your biggest problem is not knowing how to play and choose wisely. Put all those ducks in a row. One screws up, go get another one, another one, another one. Bank of America does it in your face. Chase, B of A. Doesn't matter if it's Geico, doesn't matter if it's the city, doesn't matter who it is. They know how to play and you don't. I don't understand. Application for Social Security card. What did it say again, line 1? You got the SSN for what? The SS4? What do we do? No, SSN for 1040 tax return and line, all right, in the corner. Look at it. In that corner, right in that corner, you got to blow it up a little. It says SS5. That's IRS. Let's compare the SS4 now. Let's understand. SSN, tax, tax, tax. All right, get the leftover, pay your bills. SS4, pay no tax, pay the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover. Rich and famous people don't tend to have leftover. Maybe that's how they play. The SS4 line 1 in front of you says legal name of entity or individual person. Are you a person? Corporation, division, subsidiary, or your name on line 1? Why did you pick the wrong way? Oh, I'm sorry, you followed because they told you to. The only form on the planet, Earth. You've heard of that, right? Planet Earth. SS4, line 9 right in your face says banking and credit purposes. The only form that allows one per entity is a tax ID. It was never SSN in the first place. So why a corporation? Simple, like I said. It doesn't pay any tax until after it pays the bills. That's why it's called buffering tax. Corporate credit. Oh, we get to get credit cards and write off the interest in the credit card. You can't write off personal credit, diddly squat. Why would you basically hurt your family when you never had to? I don't understand. Cars at fleet price, registered to divisions, and go to the hotel, get the corporate rate and a free buffet. I like the free buffet. Now, the reason you want divisions, no franchise tax fee, but it's your line of defense. It's the only thing on this planet that gives you a second chance when you don't have to bring the pain home. They're cheap. Multiple functions, buy at wholesale price. Alright, multiple credit reports. So if I get a gold card worth $1 million, would you like 9 more? See, I've invented daisy chaining of credit years ago. I've been teaching and preaching for 44 years. Where you been? Divisions, real estate, line of defense, separate liability. See, that gives you the line of defense so you don't bring the pain home. I think everybody in high school should start a corporation and have a division of them. Statement of guarantee, I'll give you one. You know what this means? I will guarantee what I say I can do 100% as long as you're part of the program and you do what I ask you to do. Got it? If you don't, you screwed up the guarantee. I didn't, because I know exactly how to get you the 750 score. But you got to be part of the program too. Don't violate. Don't apply for credit. And don't jack it up. Because usually I pay for the first rapid rescore. If you do, you'll pay for the next one. I'll have to close your case. You have to be responsible for you. From there, this side changes a little bit. Because you created credit under the SSN. By the way, if you have a debt, own up to the debt. Man up, woman up, negotiate the debt. Solve the problem. Past cannot chase future. And under the Constitution, if you have an IRS problem, they have to give you a form called 656 433A and B, step 3. So the goal is we have choices. When I invented rapid rescore and rapid refresh 37 years ago with Ken Yarbrough and Harold Stoltz, that was fun. So I have to do a rapid rescore, kind of block some stuff. You might have to steal from Peter to pay Paul to make Mary happy, because you have to juggle a little bit because you screwed it all up, some of you. So what happens? 750 score? No problem. As long as you do what you're asked to do. And you're part of the program. It's the only way it works. I want to repackage you. There's the goal. So again, if you want a 750 score, negotiate any collection account open, solve the problem, rotate the cards 25-29%. Alright, that's what we're going to use. Rapid rescore, get your 750 score. All you got to do is make it simple. That's why it's called the KISS method. We got to keep it simple. Got it? So that 750 score, not a thing hard to do. I like goodies. Can you explain to me what a division is? Alright, well, we're going to go through it many times today. But again, we showed the divisions, connections, and what they actually do. Literally, alright, in the level 1. And you weren't there this morning. You should have been. Okay? Alright, so another question. Can I get a division of my real estate name? Well, let's put it this way. If your real estate is a piece of property, alright, every property should have a division. Okay? You see, here's your biggest problem. Alright? I have over 3.8 billion in real estate. But it's not mine. It's corporation, division, subsidiaries. If I put all the properties in one basket, isn't that stupid? But if I have a corporation managing pieces of property as divisions, and this one slips and falls, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate, get rid of the piece, keep the other pieces. Well, that's why you're in this 6-month program. Hold on, put on your seatbelt. Believe me, I'm going to change your life better than you ever did for yourself. It'd be kind of fun. So everything you see in front of you is a division. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. But again, that's kind of up to you what you want to do as well. See, the biggest problem you have in this world is you didn't give yourself a second chance. You jacked it up, screwed it up, got stuck, couldn't ride dilly squat. Then you're going to realize you should have used corporate credit anyway. But then you're going to find out you got a corporation, and you're going to go, goody. Then I'm going to call you stupid. Not you personally, but what you're doing is stupid. A corporation doing business gets sued, they sue you. Corporation managing divisions. Maybe you missed the first 5 minutes when I was showing the banks. Next time, don't be late. It's very simple to do. Now let's understand something. No matter what I say or do, you have to have someone rebuild your credit. Do it yourself. Good luck on that. If I rebuild the credit and do a rapid refresh, and I'm the only one on the planet because I own the rights and I license it to another company that does it for me, and I invented it, okay? Rapid refresh. Nobody can do it besides me, period. So I want you in my classes on Saturday, level 1, 2, 3, ready to go. But then I want to guarantee you 750. But that means one thing. I'm going to charge you $1,000 because that's what the average person wastes in a given month. But then I want to give you a $500 card back to you. $500. But then in a broadcast, the ridiculous thing for me, because when I got 2.6 billion at 26 through corporate structure, I tried doing everything for free to people. They didn't want to play unless they get skin in the game. So now you got to put skin in the game. During the broadcast, I always discount this to $4.99. That is the most ridiculous price to guarantee you a $7.50, and I give you a card back to reimburse yourself. Nobody on the planet does that. The faster you get involved in my programs, the faster I can change your life. Take a picture of Zelle. I love Zelle. Ray Reynolds recipient, Ray at racecredit.com. And the message, you put what you use Zelle for. Now understand, you get an associate with you, and they hold your hand to the paperwork, the paralegals, and all the goodies, and then from there you get to the class, you're stuck with me. And that's how we get to play. So if you give me 5 referrals that sign up, I'll build you about $10,000 of credit for the fun of it. Now here's something you got to do. Okay, so let's understand. Here's what you got to do. You need to call a phone number, 888-567-8688. See, the goal is this. You're on the national mailing list. You don't even know you did it to yourself, and they have all this BS on the TV and how to block robocalls and all the bull crap. They created it on purpose. Okay? If you're on the national mailing list because you're a voter, you got your tax return, you get a cable bill. Why don't you call the number and opt out for 5 years and slow down the robocalls? Okay? Because if you could stop it, you wouldn't have it in the first place. But that's step 4. Now we got to figure out a couple things. You need to repackage you. See, I believe, all right, you never planned the problem. You allowed a friend and family member to rip you off. All right? And you spent thousands, something didn't work. So that's called plan the problem. Now I need you, every credit card you got in your purse or wallet, I want a sticky on it. See, I want to make it simple. All right? Because you need to understand how to do things versus hiring a bunch of dummies. Here, we put the limit. We maintain 25%. We never go past 29%. What does that do? That creates your line of defense. You see, when I trained Yarborough years ago, I designed it to 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. It's on all the dashboards now. So why don't you put your sticky together and learn one thing? Stop bringing the pain home. You see, your income is your lifestyle. And then you think credit is free money or something. This is ridiculous. Okay? I get you $10,000 card, I expect you to tell me it's worth $2,900. Because if you use the 2901, you screwed up the score. You dropped it. You can't get any more. So understand. Now you can't take a picture. You put that phone away. You write this down. You do what I tell you. Put it here. If you don't balance your debt, you're always going to be a duck. There's a science behind the madness. Now I'm going to show you 2 cards that don't use the 29% rule. I call them perfect. They don't use the 29% and they have 2 limits to them. Paid over time, you can max the sucker out to maintain the personal credit, not screw it up anymore. And they're up to $1 million. So if you take and get these cards, and if you allow me, I'll build them up for you. But build it up and everything else, I charge you $1,000. Because that card can be basically $1 million. Again, I don't want you to screw it up. Again, but it's up to you. Now, if you want a fallout price, I'm giving 20% discount right now. That's only good for this week, and then going back to the 10%. So anywhere from 100,000, 50 to 25, and build it up for you using my history and my credit too. We get to play, and there's your Zelle, which you get to put in the message in Zelle for. So understand, what happens with most people, and I'm sorry, don't take it personally ever, they lose their job, have an emergency. I'm sorry, they all do the same stupid thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, then they go jack their personal credit cards. Before you jack up a card because you're in an emergency, all right, you haven't jacked it up yet, you call the creditor and ask them to increase it. Maybe you don't have to jack it up so much. But when you jack up a credit card personal, you dropped your score, you used past 21%, you can't write off diddly squat, and what happened? Pop! You backed yourself in a corner. I don't think any intelligent person should ever do that to themselves and their family. I would not accept that. I promise I would never get married unless I had a full proof not to bring the pain home. And then I got married and have 6 kids and 9 grandkids. I also promised I'd not hold a baby unless it was my first child. I kept that promise too. Today, You need $5,000 now. What are you going to do? Go ask your friends and family in the bank. What are they going to say? Usually no. The average person, probably half of you, use $50 every other day and kind of piss it away. Do you know this card is $5,000 as safety? If you think of credit as safety and not to use it and abuse it, it's ridiculous. Okay? You could basically maintain that card for $50 a month. They say the average person wastes $140 a week. If I took $50,000 off of a corporate credit card, the payment is $612.26, the same thing that the average person pisses away in a given month. During a pandemic, they could have got 2 pizza restaurants in a drive-thru using some common sense. I don't understand stupidity. I'm sorry. Your choice is to reach your goals. Your problem is you haven't reached them all. Why? You haven't had a personal coach. You haven't had me hold your hand. Believe me. All right? When I get you in my boot camps and I get you in my 6-month program, I will push you harder than you've ever been pushed in your life. The reason it's called a boot camp. Because if you don't do it, I'm going to do it and hand you the damn keys. I don't allow people to be stupid in my boot camps. Again, what do I believe in? God. Then me. I kick the door jam at 10. Not possible. I kick the basketball hoop and all they can say is, what? I'm not the tallest guy in the world, but I'm kicking the basketball and it goes, yeah. And they'll go, what? White men can jump. Just stupid people say we can't. I've accomplished every goal I've ever had. Why haven't you? Why haven't you? I accomplished my goals and I get a mommy and a daddy. No one got to help me besides me. Then it was God, me. I got no excuses. When Nixon took that gold standard out, I don't think you pay attention to that too. Today, write down Ray's rules one more time. Write down $100,000. $100,000 of credit. If you only use 29%, that gives you $71,000 of credit. In case blank hits a fan, lost your job, or pandemic. But again, that would be your backup. But instead, you jack it up and get stuck. Silly and dumb. When you use a corporation's credit to finance itself, you write off the interest rate in the credit card. And if you screw it up, you get rid of a division. Not the corporate, not your family. Again, you get to write off the credit in two. And if you win, you absorb the taxation. That's what rich and famous people do. They get their cake and eat it too. Why would they not get their cake and eat it too? Start at step 7. All right? Understand, you have to become a certified CFO. I wish I could yell on the top of the mountain, stop bringing the pain home! Quit being stupid, people! Why would you do that to your family? I don't get it. But I can't get high enough, big enough hill to yell at yet. There I am dead. What am I gonna do? Go boo-hoo-hoo? Give me a break. Okay, I've had everything in the world happen to me, and I'm still here. Proof that based on one of God's examples for you. There I am dead, 541. It's when they call the time of death. H1N1. Google the address and find out I'm telling you the truth. The most factual person you'll ever meet in your life. It's simple. The devil's trying to knock us down and keep us down. But God's delays aren't God's denials. You got to get through it. It's not easy. Who said it's easy? But again, it's like when the NACB certified me as the #1 consultant worldwide. Signed by the executive chief of TOW and Asperian. See, I want your personal life to be a break-even. I want you to understand what that means through the classes and the boot camps. To break even. Anything above that corporation. I want you to balance your debt. Because until you do, your credit score is going, alright? It's like you're trying to chase your own tail. Corporations are credit life. Let's get you 10 cards per entity. That way you get $1 million. Alright, and let's see if we can finance something to do that too. But again, let's understand, it's not basically legal advice or accounting advice. It's me building it for you. Okay, using my blueprint. See, Ray Reynolds University, Ray Reynolds Financial Services, I want to repackage your life. Your whole life. Because I think a lot of things you do, you didn't think it through. You're too busy paying somebody else and not understanding how to play. Your biggest problem, 2023, $5 million. That's what you should be. Every goal you have, reach it. Reach it. The banks, they give you checkbook money as long as you're the owner last year and this year. That's up to $150 per entity. That's 3.5 million, even 5.4 million. How much you want to do it? Checkbook money. I like checkbook money, don't you? But again, that's what divisions are for. A division gives you another life. If you're a woman, you got babies, those are lives. You got a man, you got to have babies too. Every division gives you another chance to try. It's your line of defense. Without it, good luck. Okay, good luck. If you don't have a corp from last year, for this year, I set up extra ones anyway. So if you want, I can give you a corporation that's now 2 years, and you can qualify it in any state you want to. I charge $4,000 and I give you $50,000 in credit with it. Now you got 2 years. Let's go get some checkbook money. Simple. There's your Zell. Ultimate goal, 100,000s to go. See, what you see here is a Harley. That's a division. Going on the love ride with Neil Diamond. You see a Ferrari. That's another division. You see basically a Mercedes. That's a division. See, here's the problem. In a car, there's a bumpity bump. They sue the registered owner. That would be you. That's called stupidity. A division is the registered owner, so when they sue the division, they get diddly squat. But you got to plan the problem. Your problem is you like getting your assets kicked because you didn't plan the problem. Sorry, that's up to you. I think you should learn to play. A corporation in your face is a corporation. So what? Come on, read it. It's a legal person. It may sue or be sued. Chapter 18. I learned this at 7.5 at Mrs. Hope's house while she's using and abusing and telling the world that Mrs. Hope, rich and famous Hope people, helping the kids. Bullshit. She was a she-devil from hell. I wrote down a corporation's a legal person. I went to the library next to the Torrance Police Department the very next day. They told me I was weird. Probably true. I went in and said, "Ma'am, what does this mean?" I was polite. I said, "Please." She walked away rudely. Came back. "Here's a microfiche. Here's a buck." She was a biatch. Come on, I'm a kid. I'm trying to ask a question. Someone should have kicked her in the shins. But the reality is she was just a wicked lady. She gave me the book. I read it and I got pissed off to myself. I was looking for a blueprint. Well, you've been looking for all your life. And you don't find it unless you already understand. See, I'm your blueprint. Huh? Won't that be fun? What did I do? I sent away a money order to the Secretary of State of California. I found out that corporations were free when I was 9.5 years old. Half of you paid for one. Paid thousands for a damn piece of paper. Didn't learn diddly squat. You ought to sue that attorney or CPA or that corporation service. Because you didn't get diddly squat. I sent my money order away. I set up Helping Hand Industries. I was 9.5. I got 100,000 credit cards in the mail. I got named in the movie Dave. I got no excuses. But neither do you. So understand today as an affiliate, what do I get to do? I get to set up credit reports under tax IDs. I like that. So for every tax ID I do, I can build cash credit for the corp or the division. What's a division for? I don't know. How about $1 million of credit? Get in a card for every entity. Have every piece of property, every car, whatever damn thing you want to do. Buy at wholesale price. 1,000 ways a division can make sense. But again, if you don't have one, you're a duck. So corporation and cash credit. I like divisions, don't you? But that gives you the second chance to try. When you jack this up, you got no second chance. You back yourself in a corner. You can't ride a diddly squat. When I built credit from a cat as a stunt, Harold Stokes almost turned green. From there, Inc. magazine interviews me. Then I get all in their magazine. Okay? I taught him how to use plastic to finance the business. So you get to write off the interest rate and the credit card. Using your personal credit to start a business? I mean, nobody's that stupid, are they? I mean, come on, that'd be stupid. That hurts the family. I can't hurt the family. I never had one as a kid. Cats have 9 lives. Why don't you? See, the line of defense. A division gives you the line of defense. This means if I get a tax ID for the corp or the division, I'm allowed to set up credit reports. I'm allowed to build cash credit. I'm allowed to line you up for checkbook money. Mickey here has 3.9 million. Gerald has 200,000 right now. Again, how you want checkbook money. But it's up to you. See, why you want me to do a division for you is to teach you how to play. Alright, line of defense. They're cheap. Multiple functions. Buy at wholesale price. Multiple credit reports. So every credit report can get one. I can get 9 more cards. I can get more money than the bank will even give me. Well, that makes more sense. What do you think? I can daisy chain the credit because I invented 113 ways to do that too. And then I can put a piece of property. I mean, nobody's stupid enough to put 5 properties in a corp, right? Or an LLC. That's just stupid. They sue one, they lose them all. If it's a management company and every property is a division, this one slipped and fell. They're going to sue. We're going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. We're going to save the rest of the company. Yeah! That's what banks and grocery stores and cities do in your face. Again, separating liability. Again, you get a Equifax, a TransUnion Experian report. To me, that's a gift to give you the money you're never going to get anywhere else in the planet, unless you're going in the lottery. Good luck on that. 9 divisions are suggested. That way you get 9 divisions and build $100,000 of credit each. There's $1 million. Will that help you finance a business? Or if you screw up, you get rid of the piece, you don't bring the pain home. By the way, that's the line of defense. So let's think. A corporation gets a gold card. It's unlimited up to $1 million and got a paid overtime limit as well. Now, I got 9 divisions. I want 9 more cards. Each division has the ability to get its own credit file. Each division will put a piece of property for wants to. Each division can have a franchise. I mean, it's amazing when someone asks that question. It just, you're not using common sense. You drive through McDonald's. It says this McDonald's is operated and owned by. That's a subsidiary, like a division. It's obvious. It's in front of you. All right. Every grocery store has a number to it. Every bank has a number to it. And that's how they bankrupt locations get tax credit. Divisions, that's what your life should be ran through. That's why I want to make sure every one of the Faizuli's Colombian coffees is a division, because one's probably going to screw up. I'm going to plan the problem. Now, here's what you got to do. Listen carefully. If all of a sudden we have a corp doing business wrong, it's a management company managing divisions, line of defense, you know when something gets screwed up before anyone else. So that means if you have a division that's in trouble, you're going to have a meeting called I/we, the board, vote and elect, and then you have to decide to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. The paper trail. So we're going to disconnect the division that has the problem. We're going to fight like you don't want to save it. We can't save it. We're going to bankrupt it and keep the other pieces. Because we can file automatic stay just like the 11 cities did. Again, you got a choice not to bring the pain home. But it's up to you. Each division allows you separate reports. Divisions and credit reports and tax IDs. Again, kind of like when I wanted a Rolex. I really didn't want one. At the Bonaventure for years, they'd see the Ferrari, they'd see the Lamborghini up front. And then you go, where's your Rolex, right? I got to the point I got tired of hearing it. So I set up a division. You know what I did? I called it jewelry. I got the jewelry at wholesale price. They overnighted the watch to me. Alright, then I have to pay in 30 days. Then I put a loan on a watch I did not own. And I paid the invoice for the watch I did not own. The leftover money I put in the bank to maintain the payment on the watch I did not own. By the way, I got it for free. What do you think a division's for? Okay, you have 89 ways to use a division. You fix up property, you need a division for carpet, appliances, fixtures, and wood. That's how you buy wholesale price. Divisions are simple. I put them together for you. I do the paperwork. I add 2,000 of history. I do the tax ID. I do the credit report, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and I charge you $500 each. 3 divisions are $1,500. You put it in the Zelle. There you go. 3 chances to try, and you set up your line of defense. So the Ray Reynolds Financial Services wants to repackage every one of you. We want to play. 2023 should be your year for $5 million is your goal. But again, our goal should be, we want cash credit cards per the corp and divisions. We want checkbook money up to $5 million, and that's what this year should do, to give you the way to finance any business you want to. And that's the goal as you play. Never forget, I'm online 6 days a week, live, in person or online, for 45 years. Again, I got this setting the tone coming up. This would be something you might want to do, because it's my last and final boot camp setting the tone I'm ever going to do. See, this year is my retiring year. So last year I'm going to do 6 days a week. 2024 I'm going on a business trip going to our castle in Ireland. Again, but it's a choice. So my last and final, 3-day event ever is it's called Setting the Tone. Here you're going to get level 1, 2, 3 specialty classes and 25,000 more cash credit. About $14,000 of bonuses. Again, we're going to go through the Millionaires Founders Kit, Real Estate Series, Financial Series, Become the Bank, Tax Balancing, Buckets of Money. These are 18 new books that I've written so far, out of the 120 so far. So as we do this, we get to play. It's about a $10,000 package, but I discounted on the broadcast for half price for $4,999. If you don't want the bonuses and the credit and everything else, then you can just go online for 3 days and learn the information, and it's $1,000 a day. There's your Zelle, and you put what you Zelle for. Simple. Now this is the Ray Reynolds Millionaire Member. I did this last one in 2008, and we created in that 56 people over $1 billion. My graduates were Cash Call, Speedy Cash, Don'tBeBroke.com, TitleMax, and Cash Call became Owning. See, you got to realize how they learned something, and it's not hard to do. But again, this one, it's like 2008 was my best year. I was doing up to $1 million a day, and a lot of people use that stated income, countrywide kind of crap. They kind of brought it on themselves, being stupid and buyers and liars. But what can I say? So here's something for about 25 people. All right, got a couple spots available. This is where I call you on the phone for about an hour, and I interview you. Then I inventory you. I want to know about your personal life, your business life, what your goals are. I want to create a blueprint and give you the rules and tools to get exactly what you're trying to accomplish with no excuses. I'm going to call it a 6-month boot camp. Last and one I'm ever going to do. 6 months, Zoom every 2 weeks. First Zoom is February 13th, 2023. Ultimate goal. I'm calling you weekly. You're not calling me, I'm calling you. Because you have to basically do the things I ask you to do. You can't hold the group back. Next thing is you get level 1, 2, 3 in specialty classes. Your first specialty class would be February 1st. You could start your classes now if you paid now. If you don't pay now, then you don't start till next month. That's how it works. So $100,000 I'm going to build a credit. Based on your divisions, I'm going to teach you how to daisy chain it per division so you can multiply the credit. Okay, again, it's a $10,000 sign up today. It's $5,000 down, $1,000 a month. From there, if you pay in full, you save 10%. But it's a 6-month commitment from now until June. Ultimate goal. We're going to give you Setting the Tone for free. My last and final boot camp I'm going to do before I can't say retired because I'm still retired since I was 26. My wife says this is my hobby. Again, I don't get a paycheck for 30 years. So again, all right, if you don't want the bonuses or anything else in credit, it's $5,000, 10% paid in full discount, or $999 down and $1,000 a month, which everybody can afford if they want to play. Serious people only. It's a broadcast discount only, but it's a Zelle, and you put in your Zelle what you Zelle for. Simple. Now, specialty classes, I even do those. See, every Saturday for 45 years, I've got 10 classes live, in person or online, and there's 8 of them in rotation. So divisions, subdivisions this weekend. Everybody should go to that one. Divisions, subdivisions, and divisions of them. They get to learn how to play. That's the ultimate goal. 3 o'clock on Saturday. Now, I charge $9.99 for 90 days of, all right, the specialty classes. If all you want is the first class, all right, for one-time division, subdivision, it's $2.99, but you got to Zelle it, and in the Zelle, you got to send me your email address and send you the link. That's all you got to do. Now, checkbook money. Every entity that you ever do is very simple. Okay, hold on a second, please. So, let's say you're going to be aggressive, which I'd love you to be. Every division, every corporation with a bank account or average balance with bank accounts is entitled to checkbook money. Now that is up to $150, okay? Up to $150, okay? All right, so hold on a second, sorry. This is live, all right? And when the wife texts during a live class, I have to take the call. And then I'm going to say, honey, why are you bugging me? I'm in front of the world today broadcasting to 12,000 people. But just in case it's an emergency. Alright, so let's pretend you're going to be very aggressive. Alright, and you're going to open the bank accounts the way I tell you to so you don't trigger check systems. Okay, and we go to Bank of America in 4 locations. We get up to 150 4 times. Okay, is that 300,000 now? If I had 9 divisions, would I have more? What if I went into Wells Fargo? What if I went over to Chase, US Bank, Navy Fed? You have 9 banks that give you up to 150 called checkbook money. You see, when you really want to do a business, you should have $1 million of cash credit. Alright, because then no one can tell you no and you're in control what you're trying to do. That's called checkbook money, by the way. Everybody needs checkbook money. Okay? Now, let's understand. Now, there's a couple ding-dongs out there in the tickety-dickety-dock talking about Dun & Bradstreet. They took my book that I wrote, The Rules and Tools for Dun & Bradstreet, 20 years ago, and you can get 5 instant accounts. Big deal. You can't pay your bills with a Staples card. So here we have to understand the truth. Okay, all cash credit requires you to be a certified CFO for cash credit. Simple. So that way you get real money. All right, and if you do this correctly, every entity should have 100,000. Like a Wells Fargo, these are 100,000 each, and checkbook money. So that's why it's 250. So they can get up to $1 million. Because every entity should pay for itself and have its own P&L as we do this. So understand, what most people do, probably you took your personal credit, started a business. Then you jacked it up, got stuck, you dropped your score, and you couldn't write off anymore, and you kind of got stuck. You didn't give yourself a second chance. I don't understand that. All right, after teaching and preaching for 45 years, when you use corporate credit, you write off the interest of the credit card. Borrow money is not taxable. If you absorb the taxation because you won, great. If you have divisions and the division screwed up, the other pieces, you give her the bad one, you keep the other pieces, you don't bring the pain to the corporate, to you. Without divisions or subsidiaries, you're a duck. That's how it works. See, when you retire, your bills don't go away. You got to get your cake and eat it too. The ultimate goal. But again, it's Ray's rules. Becoming a certified CFO. Never bringing the pain home. It's not acceptable. Today, if you were in one of my open forums, open groups like the Bonaventure at the Pond, I'd make you stand up with your arms out. One hand would say, SSN, quack like a duck, be a sheep. Because that's what it is. SSN is a sheep and a duck. And that's what we have to do. We have to pay tax, then live on the leftover. Well, that sucks. But we can't get around that. But the SS4 doesn't pay tax until after it's paid its bills. So we can play IRS public record. We can all go to irs.gov and download a 1244. And file one tax return, SSN, SS4, and almost never pay any tax at all. Again, learning to play. If I gave you a check today for $1 million hypothetically, you would be put in your personal bank account because some dummy attorney or CPA would tell you to. And then you get to keep $375 and the rest goes to the IRS's pocket. I would have told you to put it in a division of you. That way you can bank it in the corporate bank account, pay all the bills first, and then pay all the bills and pay the tax on the leftover. Oh, there's no leftover. How much taxes due? You see, you got a chance to play. How about this? Richard didn't listen to me. He was on Survivor. He's running around naked twice, almost died twice on the show. He won $1 million. Well, what did he do? I told him to leverage it up to $20 million. He pissed it away. Went to prison for 3.5 years, 10 years probation, violated that, went back too. You see, you got to understand the United States of America Incorporated. The United States of America Incorporated. They set up 50 corporations. That's like 50 divisions. You get it yet? And that means every division or subsidiary, it's a state. And the state set up a corporation called a city. Wow, they did the line of defense in your face you didn't pay attention to. Chapter 9, bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act. They get to bankrupt a debt and stay in business. Why don't you learn to play the same game? It's what divisions help you do, but again, it's up to you. Why don't you Google bankruptcy today? Because it'll come up SS and SS4. See, down the road, in the roller coaster of life, faith and persistence, blank's going to hit the fan again. The next time, is it you and your family and SSN being the duck and the sheep, or is it a corporate division or subsidiary under tax ID? Who's going to be the duck the next time? Quack, quack. It's up to you. But again, choice. As we play, my dashboards allow me to say yes or no, so I'm not wasting quarters like you do. So if you let me add you to the system, I can help you get a $5 million mansion too, if you want. From there, we got to do a rapid refresh. Create some green lights. This is ridiculous. I can't wait till I change the prices next week. $499. I repackage your light, give you $500 card back. You reimburse yourself. I mean, who's stupid enough besides me to do that for people? I've done it for 45 years. They should be paying $5,000. All right, they do that with the credit repair flakes. They don't do daily squat. I at least give them proof, and it works. Now, if you got a corporation today and you want me to build you $1 million of credit, you still got to go to class. I won't do it unless you learn to be a certified CFO. See, what you did, if you have one before you met me, you paid thousands of dollars for a piece of paper, didn't learn diddly squat. An attorney or CPA incorporating service, you said sue them. You got ripped off. I mean, come on, you didn't learn nothing. And what happened? You got a piece of paper. I found out at 9.5 years old it was free. You pay a little filing fee. In California right now, it's paying the filing fee for you till June of this year. Even the filing fee is free, and I found 2 ding-dongs yesterday gave an attorney $5,000 a piece. I got my piece of paper. Is it made out of gold? I don't understand. You don't have to be a sheep. You can learn from yourself. Here's a starter package. Okay? Credit rebuild, rapid score, articles also tax-free free. Okay, if you don't have them, set up in level 1 every Wednesday and Saturday. You're stuck with me live. I'm giving you $5,000 back to you. National average for a corpse about $3,000 for a silly piece of paper. And then I basically give you $5,000 of cash credit back. And then during the broadcast, I'm discounting it to half price. Can you imagine how silly I've done trying to help people and give it away for free? $9.99 and they get $5,000 back. What can they do? Complain? They stubbed their toe, had to go blow their nose? I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay, the average person wastes $1,000 a month on crap. I get to repackage their life if they pay attention. All right, that's during the broadcast. The million in the making, $5,000 because they get $25,000. They get 5 times their money back. And during the broadcast, what do? I discount it. All right, to $24.99, below what a corporation costs. And they get 10 times their money back. Nobody does this besides me on this planet. You want to play yet? You Zell, and you message, you put what you Zell for. You see, you got to beat your doubt, run your race. Can you get out of my way while I rebuild you and repackage you, please? I like God's gifts, the goodies. Getting past go, the house and the mansions in the harbor, race boats, yachts. See, each one of these is a division. Why? If one slipped and fell in the yacht, they want to sue me, but they didn't get the other pieces. Nobody puts all their eggs in one basket, right? I gave a solution for that too. But again, why not the Ray Reynolds University.com? Helicopters, Lamborghinis, and buildings too. Now, I'd like you to change your driver's license today. DNV dot whatever state you're in, initials.gov. I'd change it to a P.O. box or mailing address. But again, that's up to you. Now, understand, I think the way you buy cars is wrong. You get sweated for 5 hours, you lose 5,000 plus, you get 9 inquiries. The paper you handed back, you should have wrote down allowed 1 inquiry, and you should have took a picture to set the tone. You didn't do that. You follow like a bunch of sheep. See, a car, my way, is very simple. A car is fleet price, tax ID, division. Fleet price, tax ID division, doesn't show up on personal report. Don't have to worry about gap insurance or 1099-C. It's a corporate car, full write-off, and on top of that, you learn to be a certified CFO. But again, if you don't have a division for your car registration, when you get in a bumpity bump, you got 49 bloodsucker attorneys on TV. You got billboards everywhere. You got social media. They interrupt everything you're watching. Were you in an accident? Were you a passenger? Were you in the back seat? Would you like this money? All they're doing is encouraging people to rip everybody off. But if they sue a division that's a registered owner versus you being a duck, they get diddly squat. What's a division for yet? I wonder what I'd say. Basically, start planning the problem. Do yourself a favor. Stop bringing the pain home. The goal is stop being you. Every property you ever get should be a division. You don't know who's going to slip and fall and sue you. But again, if they sued this one, they didn't sue that one, let's get rid of this one. Let's protect that one. Your paycheck should be the offset of your house payment. Amazon didn't pay any tax on the first 10 billion or trillion. Why would they? They don't have to. And that's what they get to do. See, there's no loophole. They do what they're allowed to do. He bought Twitter within 24 hours with the line of credit. He's got a spaceship that launched yesterday. And the other two's got spaceships too. How many would you like? Again, you can join the club and win the battle if you want to. But again, that's step 15. See, why don't you write down, listen carefully. Because when you get money, I'm sorry, some of you just piss it away, then you're broke the next day. Why don't you reference by 3 and times 5? Write it down. I've taught more millionaires and billionaires to reference money and do it my way than anybody. Carl here doesn't pay any state or federal tax. His lines of credit more than he brings in the billions. But again, Walt Disney, oh, I love cats. I worked for him years ago. You know Walt Disney, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck? $1 billion in cash! They wrote an IOU, so they pay no tax. Debt offsets taxes. Borrow money's not taxable. Leveraging money to more money. So you get with the specialist, you get to play with me. I make millionaires all the time. All right, for the serious people. But again, it's basically up to you. Run your life through a corporate in conjunction. That's what I tell you to do. Why don't you today understand pay tax or buy a Lamborghini? You get a paycheck. Oh, goody. Isn't that taxable income? The leftover, you pay the car payment, the gas registration, insurance. Why don't you yell no? I drive company cars, ever have, since I bought my first Lamborghini at 14 and a half. I brought in my first million at 14 and a half. Why didn't you? What's wrong? No one taught me. I had to teach myself how to play. But again, this is what you get to do today. Well, you get to play. Step 17. Why don't you get an SS4 today? Come on, Google it. It's free information. Line 10 is going to say banking and credit purposes. All right? It's very simple, public record. You go to irs.gov, download an SS4 form, and find out I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to be a duck or a sheep. And you can learn to play per each division. Now, here's Mama. Nixon took the gold standard out, and Mama was handed an SSN form ever since then so they can bond the baby, print some more money. So the baby goes in the stroller, the car seat, and goes home. And that's how it works. So you got to understand how to play. Now, everything I do is basically rules and tools. You buy a house, it's escrow, closed, homestead, trust. You have a house not in a trust, I'm sorry, that's called stupid. Because if they sue you, they take it away. When you die, it's stuck in a probate, and your family got diddly squat. I guess why not? When you fix up a property today, here's your problem. You're going to hire the contractor that hires the subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. And you know what they do when they slip and fall and sue you? They take everything you got. My way, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? Why don't you look up irrevocable trust? That's what I would do. Number 19. 6 more to go. Now, I get people almost every day, Ray, I don't want to pay tax. I tell them, knock off the crap. You cannot play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. If you try to go back to irs.gov, you download a form called 656 433 A and B, get your butt back in the system where it belongs. And you play by the rules. Step 20. You see, the goal from here is, why don't you think about divisions? All right? A division for carpet, appliances, fixtures, wood. When I built my first mansion, I was 16 and a half. I built a Nelly, it's called the Castle. To this day, it's called Ray's Manor. All right? You see, I'm the original OPM. So if you fix up a property or build one, it needs to be a division. You get up to 70% discount. You don't have to pay the bill for 30 to 60 to 90 days anyway. When you close escrow, let's say you got $200,000. What do most people do? They act like they're rich and piss it away. I would leverage that to $15 to $20 million of credit. I'd use Ray's rules, leverage money, borrow money is not taxable, and set up the line of defense. By the way, that's step 21. That's called blackjack. I like blackjack. But again, you learn to be a certified CFO as we play the game. So understand something today. This is my building. I was doing $1 million a day, or up to that, plus in 2008, my greatest year of my life. 2009, One Technology Drive, 22,000 square feet in 3 other states. I had the #1 info commercial in the world, having fun, but then I got to die in a coma. Well, that sucks. They stole everything I had. I came back being homeless again. What did I do? Go boo? Nope. I built $1 million of credit in 6 weeks. I don't stay down. I have 3 divisions of me, and I have 5 closet divisions. I always have a backup and a backup. I'll be damned if I bring that pain home. And from now on, you should stop doing it too. But again, that's up to you. You're learning my blueprint. See it, believe it, let's go get it. See, I got to tell you what to do. I don't want you to make mistakes. 1,000 steps to the millionaire, being the certified CFO, getting some goodies. I like goodies. The Ray Reynolds Financial Services. All right, simple. We're going to repackage you. Every one of you should have a $5 million year this year. You just started. But again, you're going to have too many excuses today. Your biggest priority for you is getting the money, getting the structure, getting it done, and let me be your coach. But the reality is when you don't, and then you're going to, end of the year, you're going to go, I wish I would have did it with Ray. You know how many times I hear that every week, every day? Checkbook money. You got choices to play. You didn't get a corp last year? Well, I set up a bunch of them for you if you want. So that way you got to 2 years, you can get your checkbook money and qualify to any state you want to. It's called a foreign corporation. Wow, it even comes with $50,000 of credit, but it's $3,999. Ultimate goal. There's your Zelle, and always put what you Zelle for. Corporation's a legal what? It's right there. It's a legal person. It may sue or be sued. I was lucky. Being used and abused, I wanted to get out of hell. I paid attention. Create my own blueprints. All corporations and divisions get cash credit. They allow me to do it. Line of defense. Every tax ID gets credit reports and cash credit and lined you up for checkbook money. 7 reasons why. Corporation, Experian, TransU, and Equifax. Why would you want a division? How can you live life without them? 9 divisions usually is recommended for the $1 million. Line of defense. As we play, what do? I put $2,000 of credit history, do the tax ID, set up the reports, and I charge you $500 a piece. That gives you 3 different chances to try. $1,500 for 3. It's a Zelle, now. There you go. From here, don't forget my schedule, because you get to play with me 6 days a week live, in person or online. I got no excuses, but neither do you. My last and final boot camp, last and 3-day event I'm ever going to do, period. It's 45 years now. So the bottom line is this is called setting the tone. 3 days. It is this month, 27th, 28th, 29th. The reason you want to sign up today, so you're in level 1, 2, and 3 now, this week, and all the way through that. But again, if you don't, then you got to wait till February. The bottom line, you get $25,000 of credit, $14,000 of bonuses. We're going to go through my 18 books, page by page, and tear it apart for you. We're going to give you setting the tone. Usually it's $10,000. It is discounted during the broadcast for $49.99. Ultimate goal. If you don't want the bonuses and the goodies, it's $1,000 a day. And use Zelle. That's all you got to do. From there, the Ray Reynolds Millionaire member. There's only 25 people in this. I only have a couple left. Again, it's fun. 6 months. You're stuck with me. I interview you, and then I have to inventory you. We're going to talk about your house, car, personal life, all the goodies, credit, and your goals. I want you to reach all your goals this year. The bottom line is a 6-month boot camp. 6 months of Zooms. First Zoom is February 13th. Ultimate goal. Calls. I'm calling you weekly. From there, you get level 1, 2, and 3 specialties right away. First class will be February 1st unless you paid today. Then you can start now. Again, you're the only one delaying that, not me. $100,000 of bonus cash credit. I want to teach you how to daisy chain into every division. That would be the goal. It's a $10,000 package. It's $5,000 down, $1,000 a month. It's 10% discount if you pay in full, but it's a 6-month program for serious people. Again, they get setting the tone for free. It's my last and final event that I do for 6 months. So from there, it's $5,000 down. It's $5,000 for the whole thing with no bonuses and classes. All right, and you get 10% discount or $1,000 down and $1,000 a month. Simple. It's a broadcast price you only get through me. Anyone else has to sell it for their normal price because I got to pay them a commission. So in the message, you got to put what you use Zell for. So what are you willing to lose? I mean, you got to be honest. Look at your life today and the past, the roller coaster of faith and persistence. Look at today and look at the future. Okay? I'm not willing to lose anything. Corporation is sued, they sue you. They usually take it away and bring your pain home. Corporation having divisions would make sense. If we play chess today, we both lose pieces on both sides. But at the end of the day, I want us both to get checkmate. That's how you play step number 23. Stop bringing the pain home. That's what divisions are for. 5 referrals at sign up, you get $10,000 credit bill for you. Now it's simple. The $100 million building to the $1 million Lamborghini. Divisions. Reach in the dream. Think to be the impossible. Why not? Ray's rules. I've been creating millionaires in the corps and divisions for over 45 years. But they have to go to class and learn to be a certified CFO. They got to know how to play themselves too. From there, you let me add you to my system. It's not hard to do. One goal is simple. Analyze you and show you exactly how you can get some goodies and have the American dream. But again, it's up to you. Today, never have joint credit. You buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. See, the problem you have today is a corporation is just a piece of paper. And people are paying $5,000 for a silly paper that was actually free. You pay a little filing fee. Then you got to think about divisions for real estate, franchise, current business, the line of defense. Ray's rules. I give bonus cash credit, the only one on the planet that does this, so you can finance yourself, write it all off, and get to the American dream and have no more excuses. Okay? I take away the excuses with giving that credit for purpose. Step 24. Ultimate goal. So a 750 score, not hard to do as long as you follow through. Rebuild you got to be part of the program. Rapid rescore, I pay for the first one for you. $499, $500 card back to you while I rebuild you, and you go to the class for 90 days as we work together to accomplish the goal. From there, you paid for a corporation before you met me and killed money. Didn't learn diddly squat, and they're actually free. And you basically, in California, they can give you the fee for free until June of this year. You can learn for yourself and quit being a duck, but it's up to you and a sheep. Starter package, credit rebuilding, rapid score, articles also says tax ID. Set level 1 Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. with me. $1,999 is a giveaway. And I build you $5,000 of credit back to you, and you learn how to play. From there, during the broadcast only. Millionaire in the making, $24.99. You get $25,000 credit, 10 times your money back. You can't find what I teach and preach on this planet and it's only given back up to 10 times your money you invest. See, I wanted to do it for free. Nobody wanted to play with me unless they get skin in the game. But I give it back to you in the credit. Zell, zell, zell. Bottom line is everybody should be a corporate millionaire. I mean, your banks do it in your face every day. So do your grocery stores. So does Sam's Club. I mean, let's understand. Sam's Club, look online, is 63 locations, bankrupt 2 years before pandemic, 1,204. Those are subsidiaries. Divisions replaced it even better. But again, even Geico left to California state last year. Then you got 11 cities that fall bankruptcy. So if you paid attention today, maybe you're going to learn, number one, stop bringing the pain home, become a certified CFO, and reprogram your brain into millionaire status. Look behind the curtain and learn things for yourself, please. Because you got to do one thing, stay safe, stay strong. You got to do your best while Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. So today I offer some things. Zell, zell, zell right away to get those discounts. If not, call 800-510-3338. The ability to talk to a specialist today too. The ultimate goal is basically understanding how the divisions are being done. So the ultimate goal, we got so many things we get to do. Daryl, don't you ever say retired ever again. Okay? I'm retired, but I'm still playing. So I got to play. We don't want to be retired. We want to have a purpose in this world. Okay? But again, this is how we do these things. Not a problem. Our goal is to change the world before I die again. I just want to be part of it before I die permanently. That's the saddest thing. People get famous after they're dead. I want to be, alive while I enjoy while I change the world. Oh well, let's do our best. God does the rest. Amen to that too. We never forget at the end of the day. God loves us all.